Happy Fragrant Friday for Raghead. Hey everybody, this has Ben here at That Cologne Guy, coming at you with a new review. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Happy Fragrant Friday to you, and I hope you have a great weekend. This is the channel, of course, that welcomes you every single Friday to your Fragrant Friday and to your weekend. Thanks for checking this episode out. I really appreciate it. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps because I am a small yet spirited and fiercely independent channel with awesome reviews. And of course, you guys know, of course, you can tell that I am Jeremy Fragrance's doppelganger. This is Missoni Parfum this week, sent in by, you guessed it, subscriber Brian. He sent in another bottle of fragrance for me to review, and I really thank you so much, Brian, for this one and for next week as well. Subscriber Brian and Dr. Goo over at Lock Sense pretty much keep my channel going, if you haven't figured that out yet. So thank you very much. I know I need to go to like a Patreon. I need to go to some Buy Me the virtual beer, whatever all that stuff is, where you guys can just donate a little bit here and there. But I don't know. I'm just always been kind of old school, and so I appreciate that these guys send me fragrances to review. That's just incredible. So this one is going to be a lot of fun. I think I know what's going on here, and so let's get down to business. This is a 2017 release. This is my first time with Missoni, the house. And I'm just going to say this. This is Brian over the years has tried to get me into the barbershop fragrances, because he knows you guys know, if you watch me each week, I'm much more of a chocolate, sweet cacao, rose. I just like more of the gourmands and the sweet fragrances. I like aquatics too. The barbershops tend to be a little bit of a hard sell for me, but I do want to say I will be as unbiased as I possibly can, because I know that you guys right now, as you're washing your dishes, are rolling your eyes, because most people love the barbershop fragrances. I wish I liked them as much as you guys do. So he probably sent this one in to see if he can convince me to keep this one in my collection. So this one is, in the top notes, this one is lemon and lavender. There are more notes you can check on Fragrantica. If this is your first episode with me, I just named the ones that I can pick out myself. And then you guys can check out everything over at Fragrantica as far as the notes. The mid is definitely ginger. This is a ginger explosion. And then you end up with sandalwood, patchouli, oak, and birch. So two things I want to say about that. In the base, sometimes you guys will ask me like if I can just really, really pull those notes out without looking at Fragrantica. And the answer is no. And I usually do look at them, and I'm able to kind of tease apart, and it helps me. Here's an example. There's no way that I would have predicted that this was oak. This really smells like oak moss to me. It really has a 70s and 80s powerhouse vibe to it. And so I never would have come up with oak. I would have said oak moss. Can't believe oak moss is not listed. And then also I am a big fan of birch, and it does have birch. That is quite a savior indeed for me. And this guy right here, and well, hold that. This is the presentation. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it. Actually, you can see it dripping. I do have some bad news when it comes to the bottle. This had some leakage in it, and it's actually I might even be able to see it here. It's actually getting worse. It's not dripping yet, but I've actually cleaned this off like 3 times before I started hitting record, and it's actually getting worse to the point that it's almost a defective bottle. I hate to say that, but unfortunately it is true. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. That is unfortunate, and I will have to ding it for that, because this little guy here has a pretty good leak to it. Now, I wouldn't call it sent in defective, because Brian might say, why didn't you let me know? I've had it for a while and it didn't, but then I just noticed slowly but surely after I would spray, it would have a little bit residue left, and then it's just seemed to be picking up. So there's a pretty good leak in this, and I will take a spray off for that in the rating. Now, this is an eau de parfum, and it has the batch code. I didn't have a chance to check out the batch code as far as the release, but it's a 2017. I'm pretty sure this is the 2017 batch, but I cannot vouch for that. And so there you go. There's the batch code for you. This, unfortunately, is I will be smelling like this all day now. So that's a bit of a bummer. There's no doubt about it. Here, let's get down to the smell itself, though. The fragrance, the scent is this. This is a Bleu de Chanel clone. Here's what this fragrance is for me. This fragrance is 60. Let's go. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it 2/3. I want to say 66% Bleu de Chanel EDT clone, 33% Drakkar Noir. And then I'm going to say 1%. It just has a little tiny hint of Halston Z-14. And I mean a little tiny hint. And so this one is kind of a mix of Bleu de Chanel with some Drakkar Noir and just a smidge of Z-14. So it's not the most original release in the world. And then also, it does have an older man's vibe to it. Don't look at me like that. And barbershop, feel to it. I mean, it does. This is kind of an uncle, a dad, a grandpa vibe to it. I know. I'm sorry. It is that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a very masculine, rugged release. I mean, I do like it. In fact, here's what I would say. For the Bleu de Chanel part, I feel like this one is just with the Halston edge to it and the Drakkar Noir. I feel like this one is just a little tiny bit more rugged than Bleu de Chanel. I like Bleu de Chanel. I just don't love it. I mean, whenever you walk past somebody's wearing it, you can identify it. That's kind of cool. But I mean, it's nice. I've never had a bottle. I've had a few people reach out and tell me I should get the EDP, I think it was, but which is always cool when somebody feels moved to tell you to get something. But I myself, it's just in the quite good category. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5 sprays if I had to review it. Now, so this guy is definitely composed of those 3 fragrances, so it's not the most original. I do like it a lot, and I actually seared through quite a bit of it, really, in just a week. It's unfortunate with the bottle, though. I don't know what's going on there. That's unfortunate. So that is the smell. Now let's get to the longevity. Well, and if you've never smelled Bleu de Chanel or Halston Z-14 or Drakkar Noir, these are, this is they're the barbershop fragrances. Drakkar Noir, and back in the day, everyone wore in the late 80s, I think it was, maybe even early 90s, but it had its heyday. Every Gen X dude wore this one at least once, and I will say I think I had 2 bottles. I actually really, really loved it and still do. Drakkar Noir has a special place in my heart. And then, of course, I had Z-14 for years. I just kind of ran out of steam on it. It's very good. And then, Bleu de Chanel is quite good. So this one is a barbershop. It's the soapy element to it. It's got the lavender, the lemon. The ginger is very nice. It is the poor man's version of it, though, not just because of the leakage in the bottle. But I would say this. If you have the money, get Bleu de Chanel EDT, even EDP. Smells a little bit more like EDT, though. But if you have the cash, definitely get Bleu de Chanel over this. Unless you do want something with a little bit more oomph to it, a little bit more ruggedness, masculinity, if you prefer that word, then I would say then this one does shine. It is cheaper, so of course, if you don't have the money to get Bleu de Chanel, this is a wonderful option for you to grab. But you will get what you pay for in the sense that, obviously it's got some leakage and that kind of stuff. So this is the poor man's Bleu de Chanel, we're going to call this. Now, in terms of longevity, projection, and sillage, I have to say that people were kind of all over the map on this one. Some people were saying, it doesn't last that long. Some people were saying, like, how could you say that? It lasted even after I washed my clothes. I'm kind of in the middle. I would say this one didn't perform like it. I mean, it's an EDP, but it performed quite well, but not amazing. I mean, so my longevity was, it will get you a 6 to 8 hour work shift, but for me, it was a little closer to 6 unless I really, I guess sprayed a lot or something. I don't think it was that explosive, like a lot of people said. At least it wasn't on my skin. Second would be the projection, and projection was 4 to 6 hours. Will be 3 feet or 1 meter away, and then it'll start to get closer to the skin, and then sillage coming out of rooms. Yeah, you'll get noticed for the first at least 4 hours, and it's very masculine. And let's be honest. I mean, if you're in a community where or around your social group, I should say, is not necessarily fragrant wearing, then people will compliment you on this one because they won't know that it is a Bleu de Chanel dupe or copy or clone. So you will get noticed. I mean, it's very masculine. I'm going to go ahead and very rugged. It's kind of a wink and a nod back to the 70s and 80s powerhouses. I swear this has oak moss, but anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip to age now, and I'm going to say to me this one is really relegated to 40 and up. I'm sorry. I know I know a lot of people think that is just so wrong to say that about barbershop. This is just so refined. Bleu de Chanel, I'd probably say the same thing. It just has that kind of dad, uncle, grandpa vibe to it. That's just my take. That's just how I feel. I'm going to say 40 and up. Now, I will say for gender, with the the ginger, the sandalwood, the patchouli, the birch, the oak, I am going to go a whopping 90-10, and I'll say people who actually own this, wanted it, it's their signature scent. I will say 90% are men and 10% will be women. It's definitely, to me, it's a clear Parfum, release. Okay, so those are the some of the categories. Now, when it comes to the seasons, this one's going to be a fall-winter. This one would be great for the heart of winter. We are just coming out of it, thank God, and so we're approaching spring, but it feels like spring. And I've really enjoyed wearing it this week, and so I think it shines in the winter. I think it'd be great in the fall, and I think it would be almost as great in the spring. I don't know that I would reach for it so much in the summer. I will say though that I don't think would be cloying. I have a lot of subscribers in very hot climates, and so they always ask, would it be too cloying for me? For me, honestly, I think a lot of fragrances are not. I actually can't think of too many fragrances that are like way too cloying to wear in the heat. That's just my take. So now let's get to event. This one is another one. People love Bleu de Chanel. They love that one because it is quite versatile. It works well with a suit. It works well, semi-formal, and it also works well casual. This one is another one that I would say is along the same lines. I feel like because of the ruggedness, I don't know if I'd reach for something like this in a suit, but it is quite versatile. Okay, so now let's get down to the rating. This is one that I kind of flirted with a 4 out of 5 sprays, maybe even a 3, kind of 3, 4, bounce around each day. I feel like it's close to a 4, but I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 sprays, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to dock one spray just out of the gates because it's not going to win originality fragrance of the year, original fragrance of the year. It's just not. It's pretty clear what its mission is, and that's fine. It's going to be a copy, a clone, or a dupe of one of the best-selling fragrances in the last 15, 20 years. So, more power to you. I fully understand that. And plus, it has a little bit more personality. A little bit different personality, not more, excuse me, than Bleu de Chanel because, again, it's got a little Drakkar Noir and Z-14 in there. So I do like that. I'm going to dock a spray because it's not original enough, and I'm going to dock a spray because, the bottle, like I said, I've got a pretty good leak there. I'm going to have to keep this in the house. I won't be able to keep it in my gym bag, so that's kind of annoying. I wish that weren't the case. I don't know why it did that. I can't see anything loose. I don't know what's going on, but it is unfortunate, and that's why I said it's the poor man's Bleu de Chanel. So I will take a 3 out of 5 sprays for this one is what I'm going to give it, and I will do one on each side. Let's do one on each wrist and one on the chest. It smells nice. This is another kind of Father's Day written all over it fragrance. So there you have it. That is That is subscriber Brian's attempt to convince me to get me over to the barbershop side again. And I'm kind of there. You guys know that my 4 out of 5 and 5 out of 5 sprays mean that for my rating would be that I would keep it in my collection, and then 1s and 2s are passes. Threes it depends. And so some 3s I have kept in my collection, and some 3s I moved on. This is a 3 that I would definitely keep in my collection. I like it. I actually really like it. It's just that though. It's a like. So let me know what you think. Do you guys own this? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you agree with my assessment? And as you know, every week I say, if you don't have anything to say about this fragrance, 2 things I'll say to that. Number 1 is always let me know your scent of the day. And number 2, thank you even more then for watching, because I can't believe how many people watch me even when they're not interested in the fragrance of that particular week. You know, a lot of people talk about YouTube reviewers and they say no one does single fragrance reviews anymore because if you don't like the fragrance, you just won't watch the episode. Here I am living the dream. And so I still keep doing it just because, well, quite frankly, you guys keep sending this stuff in. And so I've had yet another fun week trying something new. Thanks again, Brian. I really appreciate it. And let me know your thoughts on barbershop fragrances. Do you have a favorite? Is there one that you like? Least favorite? Anything you'd like to also comment about that is always helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if I haven't said so already. Really does help out the channel. And I say that because I have an outside chance this year, which means December 31st, approaching midnight, that I might hit 250,000 views. So thank you very much. If you like the channel, make sure you send the content on to your friends. Watch previous watch previous episodes, and always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. Okay, so welcome to the bonus feature. I just couldn't resist double checking the batch code, and I'm glad I did. The batch code didn't really show up when I filmed originally, and it is 3282AE. I don't know if it'll even show there, but yeah, it kind of does. 3282AE. Yep, and I did double check. It is not a 2017. It's a 2017 release, but it is a batch code of October 9th, 2023. So there you go. I know you were waiting with bated breath to know the batch code, and I wanted to deliver. Have a good night.